Theo Von won't stop exposing Joe Rogan. Theo Von won't stop exposing Joe Rogan. Comedia Apologia, one of the greatest comedy channels out there. Big up Apologia Comedia. Let's go.
You mean what they're doing right now in Gaza?
Yeah, and I'm not jumping on you.
Iran is war. That's war. Iran's a real enemy. Bill Clinton said Netanyahu wants.
What do you mean that's war? What's going on in Palestine is war too, no? It's a literal eradication of a whole fucking civilization of people. What are you talking about? Huh?
War, so he could stay in power.
For sure, dude. People call him the yarmulke Hitler. That's what they call him.
Who are these people?
Everybody does.
Which people?
Countless.
People?
Huh?
What are you saying?
What do you mean, people? You talking about?
What are you talking about?
Black folks? What are you saying?
I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know what you're saying.
Okay.
Let's not draw conclusions.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
He seems like a great guy. Stop it. What do you
Jesus
need?
Christ. Look at Rogan shutting everything down. Fucking hell, Rogan, bro. Rogan shutting down things. I think was this episode he didn't really mention Trump's name. I think it was one particular episode where he didn't actually even say his name aloud, really. He let I think this might be an episode. I think he let Theo say it, but he didn't actually say Trump's name himself.
Well, they're trying to
Rogan compromised for real.
Supposedly, they're trying to stop the terrorists.
Yeah, that's crazy though. If you're the terrorist,
exactly.
And he said that there were drones in the air all day. You know, there's that Palantir company just keeping tabs on everything that was happening. And
Palantir's involved in Gaza?
Palantir was involved in Gaza, yeah.
For sure?
Oh my. Is this insulting? This is fucking insulting, isn't it? Palantir is involved in Gaza? He's trolling us, right? This is a troll, right? He's trolling, isn't it? He's trolling us, right? Please tell me he's trolling.
Mm-hmm.
Put that into perplexity.
So Theo Von's most recent appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience was almost identical to his last one just a few months ago. Theo comes in talking about all the noticing he's been doing, and Joe Rogan either gaslights him or subtly steers the conversation back to whatever the acceptable state-sponsored narrative is currently. Every time Theo starts hinting at what he's been noticing about Israel, Joe immediately pivots, yeah, but Iran. That's the real enemy. Or when Theo brings up concerns about Palantir, or starts talking about how governments in general are filled with tyrants, it's like Jamie magically pulls up an article about how Iran is the real problem. And if
Theo brings up something about Palestine, Rogan, but Iran, so convenient.
You're really paying attention, there are certain topics or groups you just won't hear Joe criticize. Israel, the Trump administration, and definitely not his billionaire tech friends. He'll always steer the conversation a different way.
If you're not on Twitter, you're not really going to connect with most people. That's the giant majority of people having conversations. And it was all completely controlled by a small group of people with one ideology.
But then
we moved on. He keeps going on about it all the time. Okay, Elon saved us. Elon saved us from the tyrannical, fucking myopic, emotional, estrogen, whatever field, liberal left. Okay, Elon saved us. Twitter's a lot more free. It's a lot more fucking it's a lot more wild west about Twitter nowadays. You can kind of let your nuts hang and say what you want to say. Drop the hard R's, whatever. Cool. Okay. Move past that now. It's almost like whenever he brings up this topic or this talking point, it's almost his way of saying that Elon's a good guy. Everything people say about Elon is blown out of proportion. He's actually a good guy because look what he done for us with Twitter. It's like, okay, but you can do good things and also do bad things, you know? Just because you did one bad thing, one good, that doesn't mean it kind of eradicates all the bad things you've done. But with Rogan, I don't know. I don't know.
All those or half of those people move over to the other political party when Trump got elected. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Zuckerberg was on the left side. Bezos seemed like a very left-leaning guy. And then they're all just... So that's what made me start to think, oh, none of these guys are really on a side. There's this other third side that a lot of us can't see that is just kind of commandeering or fabricating or like infiltrating both sides.
He's getting it. He's fucking getting it, innit? He's fucking getting it. He's slowly but surely realizing what's really at play. And I think actually Tim Dillon made a good point about it as well. That's why if you're in America, you should be very, very scared because those tech oligarchs, those tech startup guys, those tech overlords, they do not care about Americans. They barely care about humanity, right? No, they barely care about America. But yeah, they don't care about Americans at all. Those tech overlords do not care about America at all. They're not interested in bringing jobs back. They're not interested in bolstering the economy overall, unless it benefits them. They don't give a fuck about the American people at all. All they care about is their bottom line, their bank accounts, their bunkers, their homes, anything else in between. They do not give a fuck about the American people. So whoever is in power that can help them, or whoever's kind of competing or to get elected or whatever, that can help them and their needs and their aims and their goals, they will align with. They are malleable as anything, but they only serve one master, which is themselves.
If I could hum a song right now, I'd hum the Pink Floyd song Money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's what they were protecting, that cheddar.
That cash, baby.
Protecting that cash. Ooh. I mean, look how many people are moving out of all these states that are trying to impose wealth taxes.
If you're not really paying attention, you'd miss it completely. Theo starts getting into something actually interesting.
Exactly.
Talking about people like Zuck,
Exactly.
Elon, all these technocrats who seemingly just flip from Democrats to Trump supporters, which is a valid question. But Joe doesn't want to engage with it. He kind of brushes past it, makes a quick joke about money, throws on a sassy lady voice, and suddenly the whole point Theo was making just gets diluted. It never actually gets explored.
By the way, he's very good at that, by the way. People don't give Joe credit for that. Joe's really good at avoiding talking about things he doesn't want to talk about, which is really hard if you think about it, because he's got a podcast that he does, 5 times a week? That's 3 hours long. It's really hard. The only way you can do it is if you're doing it by yourself. Like if you're a solo person like I am, you can talk about what you want to talk about, what you don't want to talk about. But when you're when you're doing a show that Joe does, where you're largely interviewing other people, you have a conversation, and that conversation is free flowing and goes in all different types of directions. For you to avoid talking about things that are very much within the cultural zeitgeist and current news is a skill and a talent in itself. The way that he properly avoids talking about Trump and Elon and Palantir and, you know what I mean? He just dodges it all. Like, he's really good at not talking about stuff that he doesn't want to talk about at all. Really fucking good at it.
And sometimes that little deflection works. They laugh and the conversation moves on. But in the moments where Theo is talking about the real noticing he's been doing, Joe uses a different tactic and steers the conversation right back to the Spotify-approved, state-sponsored answer.
I think most
war
good
is a unique
people,
term.
War is a terrifying
But I mean, I wouldn't call it he does war, but I
you mean what they're doing right now in Gaza?
Yeah, and I'm not jumping on you.
Iran is war. That's war.
Oh my God.
Iran's a real enemy. You know, it's a different.
Are they enemy to America?
Iran's a real enemy to America.
Well, what they are is the largest country in terms of like state-sponsored terrorism. They're the largest sponsor of terrorism. But also, you got to think why. You know, and this is not excusing anybody for Islamist ideology, because it's scary, because they want a global caliphate, right? They're radicals. But you got to go back to what happened in that country. And if you go back to what happened in that country, they tried to
Big up MK, especially hard for Rogan because he doesn't episode of the Talking podcast now. Yep. Big up MK, just remember Papa Joe was protecting Papa's career. Protecting Elon Palantir is lateral removed. Very, very good point. Papa Joe sold out for UFO info. Yep. Pitty K is compromised. Yep. Big up Casual. He's not good at deflecting though. He looks like a total. No, I think he is. I think he is, man. I think he is. He's not dumb. He's not unaware of the conversation going on in media, going on in the comments, going on in public overall. He's not unaware of how people are talking about him, how people are interpreting his lack of willingness to talk about certain things. He's not unaware of this. He knows, but he purposely doesn't try to expand, explain, talk about those topics. He just avoids it. He's really good at doing that. I think he's really good at that, by the way. That's just a thing that I've just noticed again. Because imagine you're doing 4 shows a week, 3 hours each, and in all those shows he talks about the same thing. This isn't Rogan of. If this was Rogan of yesteryears, it'd be harder. But no, it'd be easier, right? But I think it's harder now because Rogan nowadays talks about like 5 subjects. Every episode is basically contains the same 5 subjects, right? If you can think about it off the top of your head, like of what's going on in the state of the world, and the fact that he still avoids directly talking about stuff going on with Elon, like he never mentioned anything, like he never ever spoke about Elon in the Epstein files, did he? That whole period where the Epstein files were leaked and Elon was found to be like literally begging Jeffrey Epstein to attend the fucking islands and shit, right? Rogan completely never mentioned that, never spoke about it once. Never, I don't think he spoke about it once. Like, that's pretty good levels of dodging and deflecting. That was in the news. That was trending in the news for like a week, if not longer. With Elon crashing out on Twitter over the Epstein files, people commentating on it and shit.
I'm loyal to default.
That's what it is.
I wanted to take a moment to recognize that Joe's been hitting singles lately. He used to hit triples and home runs, but he's hitting singles now, Bubba. I don't know what it is. I'm thinking the Strait of Hormuz might have something to do with it.
The analogy is hitting singles. I love it. Incredible callback.
Nationalize oil. Iran was like a westernized country. Girls were wearing miniskirts. Everybody's hot.
You seen that video from the 70s of Iran?
Yeah, bro. Everybody
Tits are
looked great.
popping.
Notice how Theo opens the conversation by going after Netanyahu and what's happening in
Exactly.
Gaza. And by the end of it, Joe has completely flipped the conversation to how Iran is bad, how radicals are running their country, which is nowhere near what Theo is actually trying to talk about. So at this point, you can already see the 2 main ways Rogan handles it. First, he'll joke it off. And second, if that doesn't work, he redirects the conversation back to the state-sponsored, approved version of events. Because the moment things start getting a little too conspiratorial, or really just a little too close to the truth, that's when, conveniently, Jamie's got an article ready to go.
You know what's really interesting too? That approach also avoids him getting asked direct questions. Because it kind of sounds like he's replying to what you're saying, but he's not, you know? That level of deflection and avoidance avoids Theo just saying straight up, hey, what do you think about what's going on with Israel? What's your feelings on the influence Israel has at large? What's your feelings on the war going on currently in Iran? It avoids those direct questions when he kind of comments or kind of like adds something, laughs, says does a funny voice. It kind of sounds like he's like replying and giving you his 2 cents or what shit, but he's not really.
Go.
I'm not saying Iran should have nuclear weapons. I don't think anybody should have nuclear weapons. But
Israel gets to have them.
Allegedly. This is the problem. Allegedly.
Everything's allegedly with them.
But allegedly.
Except for the genocide.
You know, they're not.
Look at Rogan just steamrolling through everything. He's not even listening to what he's saying. He's just steamrolling through everything he's saying about Israel. Just steamrolling through it. Well done, fucking Theo.
Nuclear weapons. I don't think anybody should have nuclear weapons.
But Israel gets to have them.
Allegedly. This is the problem. Allegedly.
Everything's allegedly with them.
But allegedly.
Except for the genocide.
You know, they don't officially have them.
How about a genocide? He didn't mention that, did he? He just completely act like nothing's going on there. How about a genocide, brother? Can you comment on that a little bit? What genocide? Look at his face.
Right. I don't think they admit they officially have them. And you know who was a big opponent of Israel getting nuclear weapons?
JFK.
JFK. Yeah. That's what a lot of people think led back into the left.
Oh, yeah. Before they killed him, who? I don't know.
So the Iranian Revolution,
Jesus
also
Christ.
called the Islamic Revolution, was a mass uprising in Iran, overthrew the Shah's monarchy in 1979, replaced it with an Islamic republic led by Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini.
And just like that, we're back
Gone.
to Iran again.
Yeah, we're gone.
But Theo
Definitely.
doesn't stop telling Joe about all the noticing he's been doing.
And even Bill Clinton said that about Netanyahu. Bill Clinton said Netanyahu wants war so he could stay in power.
For sure, dude. People call him the yarmulke Hitler. That's what they call
Who are
him.
these people?
Everybody does.
Which people?
Countless.
Come on, people?
Huh?
What are you saying?
What do you mean, people? You talking about
What are you talking about,
black
dog?
folks? What are you saying?
I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know what you're saying.
Okay.
Let's not draw conclusions.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
He seems like a great...
let's not draw conclusions on a podcast that's essential. That's basically part of the major reason why Rogan was so successful over the years is the fact that he draws conclusions, you know, on topics that he doesn't really know much about, based on information that he's gleaned. Yeah, big up Black American. Yeah, Joe took a mini deep breath there. 100%, 1,000,000%. Big up casual, big up casual. If it ain't COVID or trans, he ain't worried about it. Exactly. Yeah. Big up Mr. Studio Girl. That's so true. If it ain't COVID or trans, God forbid a fucking trans gym opens up next to fucking Rogan's house somewhere. God forbid a fucking trans refuge center or something opens up next to Rogan's fucking house, and we will not hear the end of it. But fucking Palestinian babies being blown up. What about Iran though?
Guy.
No, really.
No, well, it's just a scary time.
It's a scary time because people are willing to blow people up with fucking drones and missiles, and they're shooting into apartment buildings and blowing up schools, and it's like, fuck, man.
And we didn't hear. I think that we've been poisoned.
It's kind of funny when you take a step back and look at it. Joe will acknowledge that all these terrible things are happening, but he refuses to actually name the people Theo is pointing at. You know, the same people he and Theo helped get elected. And you can feel Theo getting more frustrated. He starts really going off, just clearly upset about everything he's been seeing, everything he's been noticing. And instead of actually engaging with any of the specifics, the facts that Theo is trying to bring up, Joe goes a different route and makes it seem like Theo is crazy. So now it's not about what Theo is saying anymore. It's about...
Hey, yo, big up Josie, what you saying? Seen a clip today of Kurt Metzger thinks Rogan isn't compromised. Hello, Kurt. Wake up, why? Because you asked, and he said no. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, but to be fair, Kurt Metzger did what he needs to do when he went on Rogan, to be fair. He did what he needs to do. If he's going to try and sweep for Rogan, I get it, they're friends, you know, whatever. But I think when he went on there, he kind of, you know, he illustrated or he proved that Rogan's is compromised by how he approached it and the way that Rogan reacted to him. So he can say what he wants to say, but the way Rogan reacted to how he was talking proves that he's compromised, in my personal opinion. But hey, what do I know?
Theo himself.
It's all just a cat and mouse game. People are like, we'll elect the Democrats next time. It's like, but it's all the same. Has been happening forever. They haven't been helping anybody forever. They're letting politicians slurp on kids. All of our money goes to Israel, and they're using it to genocide people. It's like everybody is scared out of their wits right now. It's like our religious leaders are afraid to speak out, and it's like it's a time where it's like Satan is amongst us, and our religious leaders are talking about the poll. It's just like, what is going? I don't know, man.
We got to get you off those antidepressants, son. You're losing marbles.
You think I am?
Come hang out with us. Just chill out.
I'm here.
Just chill out at the mothership tonight.
I do have to pee in a little while, but
you can pee.
I'm gonna pee in a minute,
what
man.
a piece of shit.
But no, people are just scared, dude.
We'll let you.
Here
Fuck
from
off.
They won't let you pee until you give them your guns.
Really?
That's how they're doing it now.
But what do you?
So all that impassioned stuff that Theo said, in yesteryears, it would have elicited a different response from Rogan that would have added to it. That probably would have helped it, you know, become a big talking point, a big talking piece or talking point for, you know, us in general on social media. Instead, Rogan pours cold water on it by mentioning that little shitty joke about Canada and shit. Completely trying to derail and just move past and try and act like, bro, like respond like to this impassioned rant from one of your friends that's clearly going through it. Maybe having some buyer's remorse because of how he endorsed Trump and shit. Who knows? Maybe it's just something that he's felt because of the state of the world. Who knows? But Rogan, man, like, god damn, have like a normal, somewhat human response if you can, please.
You have to wash the blackface off the president. Can you use a little bit of piss
you know,
to do
Canada
that?
had this big,
yeah, dude.
They had this big gun thing.
Telling him to get off the depressants instead of letting him know you're compromised is insane.
Exactly.
Joe shutting down and mocking Theo for making very valid points should be the title of this one. If Theo is losing his marbles, that means almost 7 billion of us are losing our marbles. One of the dumbest things you'll see Joe try to push is this whole narrative.
Yo, big up, Visionary Commissioner.
Why are we sleeping on how nice Theo's hair looks?
Oh yeah, it looks incredible. It looks even better on Kill Tony. Theo's hair looks even better on Kill Tony. I've got it here somewhere, right? His hair looks even better on Kill Tony, man. His hair looks gorgeous. Let's see if I can turn it in. Look at that. Jesus Christ, look at that. That's a full head of hair. Look at that. Look at that. That is a fucking mane. That hair transplant is working wonders, mate. That's grown. That is a hair. Great fucking job there. Great fucking job there.
Around how we supposedly took out Iran's nuclear sites. Theo even points it out. Like, bro, that literally sounds like the plot of Top Gun. What's even crazier is that 87% of you watching aren't subscribed.
And dug deep into the ground, they have these missile elevators. And like the missiles are like hidden deep into the ground where the only
Your best house is your Theo. You're so weird. Why do you care about babies being blown up and great by Elise when you can just hang out at Tony's giving the cream? Exactly.
way you could destroy that facilities with like a nuke. And they just did it specifically knowing that they were going to get bombed.
Well, they had they did Top Gun movie where Miles Teller flew in there. And then a year later, we did that or a few years later, we did that in Iran. Like, isn't it kind of like it all seems bizarre where they had to fire a nuke down or they had to fire a missile down into the thing, remember?
I didn't see that movie.
It was good.
I bet it was.
It actually was good.
I liked the first one.
Oh, we made a movie too. I got to tell you about our movie. I can't forget.
Oh, that's right. You made a movie.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt about it.
But let's find out what was I asking before we moved on?
Iranian missile thing?
Yeah. What is that elevator thing that they have? They have some underground, like deep underground. Someone was explaining it online.
I've said this before, but whoever is writing this season of America, I assume the same people who wrote Celebrity Apprentice, are just doing a terrible job. It's not their fault. Americans will buy anything. Either they are too fat to care, or they have too much money to care. And Joe Rogan is the latter. He will unnotice as much as physically possible, whatever he has to do to keep that Spotify check coming. Like when Theo asked a good, direct question, Jamie instantly pulls up...
That's a good picture, man. That's a really funny picture. That is Joe's inner monologue. That is Joe's inner monologue, man. Like, literally. That's exactly what he looks and sounds like on the inside when Theo's, crashing out about the state of the world. He really is too rich to care.
Spotify check coming. Like when Theo asked a good, direct question, Jamie instantly pulls up something about Iranian missiles.
What is it that Israel holds over America that we do those things?
Well, first of all, there's a lot of people that donated to the Trump campaign that have significant influence over him.
Yeah.
That lobby for Israel.
Right.
And they're very beholden.
So that's just capitalism then, right?
So IDF uncovers Iran missile megacities.
For fuck's sake.
I don't believe anything they say.
Yeah.
It's hard to know because this is all AI, right?
No.
Jesus
Is this real?
Christ.
Like it was, but
Is this real?
honestly,
This looks AI.
This shit
some
ain't
of it
real.
does look AI, but that video of those guys walk right there.
Yeah, it's so hard to know these days, man.
If
It's so hard to know. This is like if I was Iran, I'd make a video like that. Look at all my bums. Look at my big and look at my bums.
Nobody actually thinks Iranian propaganda made those videos of their underground bases. People assume that it's our own government putting that stuff out, shaping the narrative, so everything happening over there feels justified. But Joe just plays dumb. Like he's really good at playing dumb. Meanwhile, Theo's just kind of getting led down that path. Like Joe's the Pied Piper, steering the direction without ever making it obvious. What's wild is Joe will still openly talk about how corrupt the government is, how the more power they have, the more things will get worse. He'll say all of that, but he won't connect it to the people Theo is actually pointing at. He won't say that maybe Trump played him, or that he and his whole podcast comedy circle got swept up in something they didn't fully question. And the moment Theo even starts to inch in that direction, Joe will just pivot. Now it's not even fraud, rather it's waste, or mismanagement. And somehow, California.
Sometimes they steal money. Also, sometimes they sell drugs. Also, sometimes they kill people for hire.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't know, Joe. It just
I
feels
know.
spooky out there.
Well, the more power the government has over you, the worse you are off. But that's just a fact.
Well, it seems now like most people.
But Rogan's basically saying that's why I'm rich. That's why I wanted to become as successful and as rich as possible, so I could be completely without. So the government could not influence anything over my life whatsoever. Essentially, think about it. That's basically been one of Rogan's basically main principles. Remain as fiercely independent and resource rich as possible so that you can move to the beat of your own drum. Admirable, not get me wrong, but it's just funny how, you know, man dips his toes back into regular life or regular working class person or regular person on the street, gets someone elected that doesn't, again, serve their benefits or doesn't help them in any way, shape or form, but then is completely immune to the effects of that said presidency because of all the resources, wealth, or whatever he's accumulated over the years. Kind of wild.
People are like, our government is not here to help the people.
Obviously.
They've been compromised.
That's true.
So are there any rules against when people, but the crazy part is we're working to pay the taxes to keep them doing, it's like,
I know.
And that starts to make you feel sick.
And they're not responsible for any of the fraud and waste.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much fraud and waste. Like, look at California. This motherfucker's trying to be president.
California,
After,
you know?
Who knows how much fraud and waste is involved in California.
Eventually, Theo just goes all in. He starts calling out drone warfare, brings up Palantir, and as good at playing dumb as Joe is, it's hard for him to not look guilty when playing dumb for his friend, the reptile.
That's what's scary, too. You're like, there's just a drone out there waiting for you to say the wrong thing. And they put a bullet through you like some child in Gaza who's just trying to fucking find his other deceased brother in a fucking pile of rubble. And they're like, oh, that's a Hamas or whatever. You're like, that kid's fucking 2.
Well, drone warfare in general.
Yo, big up Nonchalant Charlatan, everybody on Kick as well. Big up Nonchalant Charlatan, appreciate you, bro.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. And they've been using that, dude. In Gaza, there was a lot of, like, I think it was a experimental grounds for a lot of insane new warfare type of possibilities.
Well, a lot of it was traditional missiles, right?
Yeah, but there's a lot of like we had a doctor one time podcasting.
Yeah, casual. What's Joe supposed to do? Push back, exactly. Exactly. Oh, that clip, man, so anger inducing. I'm gonna play this after actually. That clip is so rage inducing.
And he was saying that there were like bullets that had gone down a child, like just crazy. Like
shot down, like from a drone that's above them?
Yes, like something in the air. And he said that there were drones in the air all day. You know, there's that Palantir company just keeping tabs on everything that was happening. And
Palantir's involved in Gaza?
Palantir was involved in Gaza, yeah.
For sure? Mm-hmm. Put that into perplexity. Because
allegedly.
So how does that work? They have like facial recognition and ID software and...
It's actually kind of insane how identical this episode is to Theo's last appearance. And Joe even reacted the same way. Theo brought up Palantir, and Joe immediately redirects to, but China's making drones.
Doing the same company, that company Palantir that was doing all that crazy stuff in Gaza, in Gaza, and they were like, you know, running all the drones and stuff like this.
Okay, so you mean like facial recognition data?
Right.
Do they have that capability with drones? Where they could just zoom around. Listen.
Okay. So
you're right. However, China's making drones.
Yeah, but China's making drones, Rogan. It actually gets to the point where Theo is at a loss for words from all the noticing he's been doing. So much so, he says he actually wants Jesus to come back. And of course, Joe somehow manages to slip in the next technocrat billionaire talking point that AI is going to be Jesus.
We're the people. The people don't practice the way that the government does.
Right.
And it's like... Then why can't we, like, I don't know. It just...
No, you're right.
It starts to hurt. But then you start to see, well, this is the way a lot of places are. And then you're like, God, I wish that Jesus would come back and just help everybody or something different would happen.
Somebody give us a heads up. Maybe that's what AI's here for. Maybe AI's going to sort it all out.
You think?
Genius level intelligence.
But the back end of AI, they can put whatever information in there they want.
Up to a point.
Oh, really?
And then it takes over.
Joe, of course, compares AI to Jesus, even though he already had Kurt Metzger on, and Metzger told him that's a Luciferian belief. At the least, very blasphemous. But Joe just pushes his good boy technocrat-approved propaganda. Theo's right, though. At the end...
I don't think it's technocrat-approved. I just think Joe thinks he sounds smart saying it. I don't even think he's saying that AI will be Jesus thing as a way to appease Elon's and the fucking what Peter Thiel's and stuff. I just think he says that because I think he thinks it makes him sound smart.
of the day, the base information AI runs on is basically whatever Google decides is correct. What the people currently in charge have decided is reality. Joe just wants AI to be Jesus so bad, because, well, holding Peter Thiel's pocket comforts him, I guess. He's willing to acknowledge the truth, yeah, but when it comes to calling out names, Joe will throw other leaders under the bus, but never his bosses.
Post 9/11, everyone was so connected. Everyone was smiling. People were letting you get on the highway. They're letting you get in their lane. They were waving. Everyone had an American flag on their car. We've been attacked. We were united. And it's just sad that it takes something like that for people to realize, like, this is a gift to be alive in this incredible country at this incredible time in history. But we are under the rule of tyrants, And I'm not saying that's the U.S. government's tyrant or...
No, of course you're not saying that. Of course you wouldn't say that. Of course you wouldn't say that the current U.S. government is a tyrannical one. Of course you wouldn't say that. Of course you wouldn't dare to try and label Trump a tyrant. Of course you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't.
No individual, but every government that is in control of military, that is involved in these exchanges with other countries, they're run by tyrants. Someone's a tyrant. Whether it's Putin or this guy or that guy or whoever is in charge of Iran right now, they keep the people on the street from using the internet. They kill all the protesters. That's the problem. The problem is people in power. It's not people.
It's absolutely insane how much work
Jesus
Joe did for his
Christ.
handlers in this episode. Just one diversion after another. It wasn't a perfect game. Theo got some solid hits. But Joe is really skilled at steering the conversation, whether you think it's smooth or not.
Yeah, that's what I said. Rogan, honestly, people need to give him credit for it. Rogan is really good at avoiding talking about things he doesn't want to talk about. Especially when you think about the things he doesn't want to talk about are the most pertinent freaking things. Big up Illusion Commission.
A go is bought by Big Sunglasses, he and Rogan Toys.
I got his bought by. Okay, I get it. Big sunglasses, big pharma is fucking crazy. But I'm compromised by Amazon sunglasses, mate. $5 Amazon sunglasses. That's what I'm compromised by. But big up Illusionary Commissioner, or Illusionary Commission. But yeah, because like it's one thing to not talk. It's one thing to like avoid talking about your private affairs and your family. But it's a whole nother thing to avoid talking about things that are in the zeitgeist, that are in the current news, that are current part of the current talking points and topics and shit. He avoids talking about Elon masterfully, Peter Thiel masterfully, Trump masterfully, the Trump administration masterfully, Gaza, Palestine, the influence of Israel. Like he avoids talking about
And
things on a daily.
I'm loyal to default.
Yo, big up Aziz.
Listen, Moan, we are under the rule of tyrants. Moan, but I'm not saying the people who rule us are tyrants, though, Moan, it's all just crazy.
Moon. Oh, I love it. Big up Aziz.
Like when Theo starts questioning if anything would have been better had Trump not been elected. So Joe immediately pivots to Biden and Ukraine.
Joe, do you think that things would be any different with America's relationship in the Middle East right now if the Republicans hadn't won the election, if Trump hadn't won? Or do you think it's all the same?
It's a good question.
You think it's all the same, like Geppettos in the distance, like running the strings, and it's all...
The last administration funded the proxy war in Ukraine.
Right.
Theo finally gets tired of beating around the bush when they start talking about Israel invading Lebanon. He asks Joe straight up if he thinks they'll be okay, which honestly is pretty funny coming from a millionaire asking a future billionaire. But what's even funnier is that Theo can't keep tiptoeing around Joe, diluting the conversation, and just says it.
What do you think is going to happen? You think we're going to be okay?
I hope so. Of course. I don't know.
Do you think about it?
I'm confused. I can't believe we went to this war. When we started bombing Iran, I was like, this can't be true.
Do you think about it? I'm confused.
And what about Lebanon now?
I know. Israel's invaded Lebanon. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, just fucking stop. Like, what do you need?
Exactly.
Well, they're trying to...
Rogan's the worst person to say that, by the way. Rogan's the worst person to say that to because Rogan needs all of it. Rogan needs all the shekels. Rogan needs all the shekels, all the dollars, all the cents. He needs all of it. There is no end. Rogan needs all the monies. All the monies that's available, Rogan will take. Especially if it's within his kind of, purview.
Supposedly, they're trying to stop the terrorists.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Exactly.
You're the fucking terrorist.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to stop them, fucking stand in front of the fucking mirror and start there. But also, what do I know?
What do you know?
I love that little laugh he does. He doesn't want to say something. Look.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to stop them, fucking stand in front of the fucking mirror and start there.
That's a reply. That's all you get. That's a reply. Fucking hell.
But also, what do I know?
What do you know?
You're right, I don't.
Absolutely nothing. Big up Theo, watcher of the random show. He's a watcher of Taz. He's got my little fucking say in there. But what do I know? Absolutely nothing. He's got it there. We love to hear it. We love to hear it. We love to hear it. Big up Theo for being a fan of Taz and the random show. You love to see it. Big up Comedy Apology as well, by the way. Always a great video from him. Always great videos from him. They're killing the peasants. They're sacrificing them to demonic false gods. Joe Rogan. Bro, it's nice and chill up here in the castle. Just come and hang out in the castle, bro. Winches, flagons of ale. We got everything. That's such a good comment. That's such a good comment. Exactly. They're killing the peasants. They're sacrificing them to demonic false gods, bro. It's just come to the castle, man. It's vibes. We got all the whores. We got all the fellas if you want them as well. Uncle Vinfield watches these. Joe sold his soul with a Spotify contract. Palantir's involved in Gaza. Throwing antidepressants out there to discredit him and integrity of thought is not something a friend would do. Not your friend. Exactly. This is so uncomfortable to watch. Palantir kills people in Gaza. Friend of the show. Joe is a shit friend, to be honest. God, I'm so fucking sick of Rogan. Rogan is clearly compromised. It's laughable. Their conversation has strong late stage friendship vibes. You know, those last couple of times you hang out and you could both feel you grow wider and colder, passive aggressively throw your opinion, but try to steer the convo back to low conflict territory. People still acting like they haven't noticed. It's just pathetic at this point. He seems like a great guy. Telling Theo to get off his medication is the most dismissive way to be disgraceful. Joe, the entire podcast. That's a good question. Let's not talk about it. Oh, mate. Stop talking, taking antidepressants is the most scumbag thing to say to somebody who's concerned with humanity. F Rogan entirely. Young Jamie is Joe's CIA handler. Joe, let me ask Perplexity Rogan. Joe went from, by the way, and that Perplexity thing's an ad, by the way, right? We know that, right? Joe always saying, let's check Perplexity. That's definitely an ad, right? We know that, right? Joe's definitely getting paid for that. There's no way Joe just mentions Perplexity for the sake of it or because he just likes using it. For sure, he's getting some brown envelope under the table on that one. Or maybe legitimately, who knows? But for sure, that's a payment behind there. Telling someone who's telling somebody who's venting to stop taking antidepressant is fight-worthy words, exactly. Joe Rogan has the same Peter Thiel scented breath as JD Vance. Theo's chair broke at the inauguration as a sign that he does not belong amongst them. He has a conscience that guides him that outgrows circle of friends. That's a good point, actually. That might actually be a good point. That actually might be a good point. That chair breaking was crazy. But yeah, let me play that thing. Was it Joe Rogan? What am I supposed to do? Push back. Someone must have this, right? There you go.
Joe Rogan explained exactly why he did not push back more against Kash Patel during episode 2334 when the director of the FBI...
Big up Joe Quad. Big up Blood Clot Joe Quad. I know a lot of people don't like Joe Quad and they rib on Joe Quad, but Joe Quad is a necessary addition, a necessary player, a necessary force, a necessary whatever in this whole Bappa-verse, Jerry-verse nonsense world that we all live in. He's necessary. He's very necessary. It might not be for you, but his voice is necessary. Big up Joe Quad.
lied about the Epstein files to his face.
When Kash Patel was on here and he was like, there's nothing. And I was like, what are you talking?
Yeah.
I didn't even know what to say. My thought was, and people are like, why didn't you push back more? My thought was like, I'm just going to put this out there and let the internet do its work. Because there's nothing I can. The guy's saying there's no tapes, there's no video. That doesn't make any sense. Everyone knows it doesn't make any sense. The whole thing was nuts. And then he's like, well, we have a film. We're going to release that film. And the film has a minute missing from it.
Yeah.
Like, do you think we're babies? Like, what is this?
Yeah, big up, casual.
Joe's a great guy, never met him. What are we doing here?
100%. That's actually not the real clip. That's also the right one. What am I supposed to do? Push back? Let's see if I can find it. Someone must have it, right? Come on. I think it might be something.
You got the director of the FBI on this show. So
Yeah, I think
there's no. If there was, nothing you're looking for is on those tapes. Like what? Why'd they say there was thousands of hours of tapes of people doing horrible shit? Why'd they say that?
Right.
Didn't Pam Bondi say that?
What, are you talking about Epstein or Diddy?
Yeah, Epstein.
Yeah, she said it literally, I think, a week before you had the FBI director sitting here telling you there was nothing, right?
She said something about that there was like thousands of hours of tapes of people doing horrible crimes.
There is. And didn't the FBI dude say that there was nothing?
Push back.
Kash Patel said there's nothing you're looking for. Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, what am I going to do? I'm going to push back.
Right. No, of course. I understand.
Obviously,
I understand.
he's saying what he has to say.
What am I gonna do? Push back? Yeah, bitch, push back. It's your fucking show. He's a director of the FBI. Don't you have like a responsibility to the American people to a certain extent, like to push back a little bit, like to at least like be the voice of the people? Like, God, what am I gonna do? Push back? I don't give a fuck. I'm rich as fuck. Why do I care?
Or you had the FBI director sitting here telling you there was nothing, right?
She said something about that there was like thousands of hours of tapes of people doing horrible crimes.
There is. And didn't the FBI dude say that there was nothing?
By the way, so sassy as well, by the way. What am I meant to do? Push back? I don't give a fuck.
Kash Patel said there's nothing you're looking for. Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, what am I going to do? I'm going to push back.
Right. No, of course. I understand.
Obviously, he's saying what he has to say.
Right.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, obviously he's saying what he has to say. Yeah, great justification.